AirPods Pro, Apple, not sleeping.
No.
It hasn't been a minute for them because they got products coming and going. And this is the latest one. They got the fancy commercial dancing. People are dancing, adjusting the fit. They're so happy. They're young. They're good looking as they would be.
Yes.
I mean, that's not us, Will.
Definitely not.
We can't pull that. We can't pull that off. You and I. It's way less exciting when we got the headphones on. None of that happens. Mm-hmm. I might listen to a podcast.
Sitting on a chair.
Yeah, you know how boring that is compared to that? Yeah. I listen to a podcast. I'll be there sitting there examining the noise cancellation. Meanwhile, in their commercial, they're dancing up a storm. They're having a time. Maybe one day we'll get to that level. Well, in the meantime, we got these new AirPods Pro. They're more expensive. It's the premium play. It's been a rumor that Apple's going to do this. When the last update to the AirPods happened with the AirPods 2, some people were expecting more. Some people thought it was going to be some progression of the AirPods format, but really it was the wireless charge case. And Apple said, yeah, they sort of sound better, but there was a lot of speculation before that it was going to be something different. This is that different. This is the different thing. It's the AirPods Pro. It's now interchangeable ear tips. It's a smaller overall form factor. And from what I'm reading online so far, people love it.
Do they?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
But some people love it. Couple reviews. I don't have the AirPods Pro yet. And don't say I'm upset about it. Apple doesn't have to send me anything. It's fine. Mm-hmm. I ordered them up. I think they're going to be here on Friday.
Okay.
And it's cool. It's an agreement that Tim and I have. I said to Tim, listen, I can wait.
Yeah,
I'll go
don't worry about it.
Speaking of Tim, actually, I'm going to talk about Tim in a minute. Because I got a Tim story in here as well.
Okay.
Talk about Tim Cook, Tim Apple.
Yeah.
We got a rapport going on. We're pals, but we keep it distance on purpose to keep it interesting. Anyway, so I read a couple reviews on these things. People are pretty happy with them, even though obviously it's a premium price tag for these. They're coming in more expensive than the standard version, $250. Is that right, Will? $250? USD?
You're right.
$249. It's an expensive headset, but look, you know what you're getting into. You still have the option for the regular AirPods. You want to save a few bucks. You're probably looking at this product because of the way that it integrates with Apple products. You got the special chip. Everything is smooth. You open up the package. It all goes together so beautifully. You understand the situation at this point when it comes to Apple hardware interacting amongst itself. You have active noise cancellation, which, look, that's a drawback of the current generation AirPod. Mm-hmm. You can kind of hear your surroundings. It doesn't create much of a seal, and they went for a fit that they thought could work for a lot of people, an attempt at a universal fit with the current popular AirPod. This one, they didn't try that. They said, look, we're going to do what other manufacturers do and include multiple ear tips, and you find your fit, you get your seal.
Right.
Which, in my experience, leads to better audio quality, sometimes at the expense of hygiene with the ear tip.
Uh-huh.
So you got to keep that in mind. That's going to be the case with these. These are going to look a lot uglier because it's sitting deeper in the ear. But on the flip side, on the benefit side, the sound, particularly in the bass department, when you get the seal in there and you get the right fit, all of a sudden you get that thicker sound, which is what a guy like you is looking for.
Oh, yeah.
Thick sound.
And they don't fall out because it's nestled in your ear.
Willie do.
It's a nice fit.
Willie do.
Yeah.
Willie do. Now, keep in mind, all right, you get 3 ear tips to choose from. They claim it's got improved audio quality, and air quality. You put these on and you're breathing mountain air. Do you know that part? That's the next phase of air products from Apple. Easy setup. You already know that. The active noise canceling, what I like is it's also got that transparency feature, which is something we've seen in other earphones, fully wireless earbuds in the past, where you can enable the microphones that would typically be used for noise cancellation you can use those to hear your surroundings or to open up the channel so you feel less secluded. This could be beneficial if you're on public transit. You're cycling. We've talked about this in the past. It's a nice feature I like. Even if you want to have a quick conversation, you're ordering the coffee, and you want to say, what do you say? You go to Starbucks, one pump, hazelnut. I don't know what you do. I don't do that, but I see people doing it. So maybe they want to do that. They hit the AirPod Pro because they're pros now, and they put the hazelnut. You see how that is? Now, one of the cons here, I'm on PocketLint.com, and they've done a great job here of categorizing the pros and cons. They brought up an interesting point that Apple also has the Powerbeats Pro, which is kind of like an AirPod Pro already. Now, granted, the AirPod Pro is white in color. It looks like a regular AirPod, whereas the Powerbeats from a marketing and a brand perception might be a different thing. But it has already a lot of these features, and in a way, those products are now quite competitive with one another. I'm talking about the Powerbeats Pro and the AirPod Pro. Now, granted, I think the Apple branding, the kind of correlation between having Apple headphones with an Apple iPhone, for most people, it's going to make more sense, whereas the Beats crowd might be a slightly different crowd. But if you think about it, they do sort of compete with each other. Also, the Powerbeats product has the ear hook, so for fitness and stuff, it's even more secure than the AirPods Pro.
Right.
And it's discounted already from $250 to $199, so it's even cheaper. Granted, important piece, less portable. That charging case was pretty big on the Powerbeats Pro, so keep that in mind. Transparency feature, really nice. Important to note that the active noise canceling is going to bite into your battery life if you choose to use it. Another cool thing that Apple could bake in, because they are, of course, capable of this extreme integration with their hardware products, they could bake in an ear tip fit test via iOS. You imagine that? You get the correct fit with the software all during the setup. They can tell they can make the tip recommendation to help you to get the right fit.
User experience.
You see how that goes?
That's great.
That's what happens when you own the whole, you see?
Yeah.
You put it all together.
Now, what about color? Because they only have one.
You're pointing your finger at me right now.
I'm making a statement here. A lot of people are complaining that there's no black version.
Yeah. But
So-
maybe that's a Beats thing. And you want colors, you go to Beats. Apple owns Beats. Maybe they push you there. Beats gives you 200 colors for each pair. I'm exaggerating, but they give you a lot of options. Maybe Apple is saying, look, we want people to notice. We want you to be our marketing engine. And if you see a person with those white tips in there,
They are distinguished.
you go, oh, they got that Apple stuff.
Yeah.
But black doesn't do that because there's so many black earbuds out there.
Right.
So I remember in the early days, iPod days, there was actually a warning put out by the New York City Police Department when there was this surge in iPod thefts and iPhone thefts. And the way these individuals are being targeted was via the white earbuds. Because then a thief would know. This was before there were all the third-party white earbuds. That really the only way people had them was if they bought or owned an iPhone or iPod. So a thief could say, "Oh, there's some white headphones over there. I know what I'm about to do.
Right. Right.
I know what's in that pocket over there." Nice little piece of intel. Of course, now we have all variations of colors and earbuds and earphones and whatnot. But who knows? For now, Apple's keeping it all white in the headphone department. But you're right. I can see a couple people being upset. They got to go get the colorware treatment now for $1 billion. We have the black set upstairs. They do look cool. I wish they did it as well, obviously. What more can we say? Yeah, they sound better. Battery life, 5 hours or 4.5 with ANC enabled. That doesn't include the extended performance with the battery case, which can recharge the device You have better bass, presumably, according to the impressions that I'm able to find online. You have the transparency feature, which I'm a big fan of, but there is a bit of a strange comparison now between this and the Beats product, because the Beats product is $50 cheaper. And if you're into fitness, it might be a better buy because it has all the integration potential of this product.
It has the H1 chip.
Yeah, it has the H1 chip. You just crack it open and you have the nice pairing and the good user experience, but then you also have the security of fitting around the ear and presumably a similar sound performance. So anyhow, you have that decision to make. I'll give you some more insight as soon as they arrive. I think they're coming here on Friday, in which case I'll do a video upstairs on Unbox Therapy. Let's get to the bottom of it. We're going to give them a shot.
Yeah, why not?
We're going to give them a listen because that's what you would do if you were us.